But all right, so we're good. It's live, and we'll play our little musical intro, which is very bad.
We don't have music.
Welcome to the Daly Joe Frogcast.
All right.
Coming in live from Willimantic, our favorite town, my only town. You have a long history of living in other places, though, and now you've settled here.
I do.
Joe, why are we here today?
Well, one thing you and I have in common, we both kind of fell in love with this town.
Yeah.
And we want to just take a good close look at things and say, why does it have to be this way?
Yeah, what is this feeling
happened?
Coming from?
Yeah,
Right?
let's explore that.
Yeah.
And that'll take us into lots of different blocks and neighborhoods and streets and different people that are part of those neighborhoods.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I like about the town. That's one of the things I like about the town is it's easy to walk around and talk to people, in all the different neighborhoods there. And, it's interesting because sometimes I do feel that shared feeling about the town of really loving it and enjoying not only the way it is now, but especially the potential that's here. And sometimes people feel differently too.
Yeah.
And so it's important to hear those perspectives. And I take a lot of that to heart. I'm not part of the town or anything like that in the government, but I do have a shared interest in just, I think, growing the town and being a part of, the future here with my kids growing up, my business as a real estate agent, promoting the town. My interests are definitely aligned with its continued prosperity. So, I'm happy to talk about that. How about you?
Well, what should we talk about first? Let's pick a topic.
Well, I guess why we're here. Well, we just talked a little bit about why we want to be here, but why would the audience want to be here listening? I think the main topic is you and I have been following kind of this concept called strong towns lately.
Strong towns, yes.
Yeah. Honestly, I've read quite a bit about it, and I've watched some videos, and it's so interesting. It's definitely not a one-sentence topic, do you think you could boil it down for people that haven't heard of it?
I would say strong towns
maybe one paragraph
is a philosophy about building financial resiliency that also is incorporating development principles that have been built up over thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
And we've lost that in the great automobile suburban experiment.
Right.
But if you look at any city in this country and all the old cities, any city in this country, and look at the built architecture before, say, 1920,
mm-hmm.
and these are all the places that we love. Downtown Willimantic, all those beautiful buildings. And by and large, now we've made it illegal to build that environment and
through different codes and then through the financial subsidies and encouragement to do the kind of the sprawl, right, and the expansion of
right.
Just build another development out here, don't build up downtown at all. People want to drive, people want to have their space in their house, and well, that might be true. The reality of it too is that that's not actually financially sustainable, as we're learning.
That's right. It's the old forms of development are the ones that are generating the most revenue for the town. And
isn't that interesting?
We need to get to, that level of vibrancy in order to have a fiscally sound budget and management of the town.
Yeah. And that's a huge issue. It's something, quite frankly, I don't know a lot of the ins and outs about, but going around and, we talk to people, most of the time it's about the weather and other, just neighborhood happenings. But yeah, when the topic of taxes and finances and what the town's doing with the money, people do have some things to say about that. And so it's an important thing to look at and, work with the town, obviously. And I'm sure people at the town have heard of these concepts, but there's a lot of sometimes competing interests and, different ideas that come in, which are all valid, but we need to kind of work together to have a shared vision, I think, going ahead. So at this point, it's funny talking about that shared vision. We have a guest that we're going to call. He doesn't know that we're going to call him. I talked to him. Well, he did text. I said when we were doing it. So he doesn't know it's going to be at 10. But let's call him now.
Let's see if he has a better answer for Strong Towns, because he is a Strong Towns member.
He is a Strong Towns member, and he's active on, he'll tell us
the
what he does there.
Transportation Committee.
Thank you. Yeah.
In South Portland, Maine.
Yeah, so quite a bit of a bigger city than we have, but these concepts really apply to almost any size city.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated
You can leave
voice
him a
messaging
very
system.
nice message.
8, 6,
He doesn't know the number. Can I call him from mine while we're recording? Let's try it. Folks, we don't know if this is going to work. If you think this is planned, well, the joke's on you.
You probably didn't trust my 518 area code.
Hello.
Hello, Mike Daly. This is
Yes.
this is the Daly Joe Frogcast. How are you this morning?
Hello, and thank you for taking our call today, Mr. Mike.
Of course.
How
are you doing?
I'm sure this is a good time for you. Yeah, we're doing great. We're just talking a little bit about Strong Towns. I'm sorry you couldn't find it online for streaming. We couldn't figure out how to do that, so we're recording here instead. Yeah, so we're giving you a quick call because we were talking about Strong Towns and really just trying to boil it down to, kind of your elevator speech of what it does. And so we wanted to ask someone...
Steve?
Yeah?
Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear anything. I
Yeah.
have to change.
Absolutely. I love talking. So yeah, we were talking about Strong Towns and the different concepts that it involves and trying to boil it down to kind of the elevator speech. And I didn't know if, being involved in it up in Portland there, if you had kind of that answer for us.
How to boil Strong Towns down.
You got 20 seconds.
Oh man. I think Strong Towns to me is trying to make the towns more resilient on themselves. And that can happen in a number of ways, whether that's fixing the zoning such that we have more dense housing, so the finances actually works out to support the infrastructure that everything needs, to the different transportation methods and how those can play into the town being a strong town so the community can get around and know each other easily. I feel like those are my top two things that I focus on the most, but there's definitely way more to strong towns that we could get into.
Well, that's a great answer. Thanks, Mike. And Harvey was pretty enthusiastic about that.
He did. Yes, he was very on board.
We have an abbreviated show today, so that's pretty much all we're going to have time for today. is asking that one question, and it's a good one.
Sounds good.
We appreciate you being there, and we're going to pull you back into this conversation because we're just hitting the surface of this.
That's right.
Sounds good.
Skimming the
I'm
surface.
excited to follow along and hear the conversation with you guys.
Great.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Michael, for your time. Yeah, I think that did boil it down. We appreciate it. We can't wait to hear more about the good work that you're doing up there in Portland.
Sounds good. Look forward to chatting about it.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I think that's about all we have for today. Just a little teaser.
A teaser. The tip of the iceberg, the skimming of the pond here on the Daly Joe Frogcast. We want to thank everyone for tuning in today and listening to the beginning of something that we really do hope will cause a ripple through town and kind of bring everybody into the conversation and making our place as beautiful as it can be.
Now, let's do that shot.
Now, you want this shot right here? Okay.
Ready?
10 a.m.
Cheers.
Here we go. Cheers.